Okay, so this is my final form here. You can see that none of these fields are actually required fields. I did that on purpose. If you don't know what the measurements are, then that's okay, we'll figure it out. But I'm very happy to give you a bit of a bonus discount on the job if you actually fill these fields out for me, and that's not because this is so difficult or anything, but it's just because it's much more accurate if the customer supplies exactly what they want done and where the house is, and it just saves some back and forth sometimes when maybe we don't have the address correct or something. So if you have a look at this form, again, the same thing applies. These information boxes here, you can tick on that and it'll take you to a video about floor jobs that I've done, or vacuum areas, or removal and disposal area for bats or foil. And but let's just start here. So actually you can measure your house for free just by logging into one of the sites that we use, and and yeah, you've got to provide your email address, but it's actually really simple, really quick, and I'm going to show you how it goes. So you click here, and then that'll bring up Scribble maps. We get there. So this is what will come up. And first of all, it'll ask you whether it can use your location. I'm going to say no in this case because I want to show you all of its features. Now, scribblemaps.com is really quite a good application for mapping. I've never seen anything quite so good that's actually free, and it's very accurate. It's as accurate as some of the really expensive paid subscriptions I've used. So now if we just cancel that because we don't need that window there, and then let's go log. So you can actually just look up a house here. So let's look up, say, 20 Sampson Vale Road, and then put in the state for Queensland. Now, if I look up that, it should just come straight to it. Yep. And then you come down here. So that's brought up the map. It's zoomed out at the moment. It's not real useful. Click on this bottom box here for making it a satellite image, and then you can zoom in on the image here quite easily, and that zooms right in, see? So that's 20 Sampson Vale Road, Strathpine, Queensland. And now that image looks quite small there, but it's actually quite accurate to measure it. And if you just get this knife blade here, you click on polygons there for tools, get this knife blade here, and you measure it. Now you would think that this years ago this used to take like 20 minutes to measure a house when you had to walk around it with a tape measure. This is so accurate nowadays, and don't worry if you get it a little bit wrong or something, because we'll check the measurement anyway. But the main thing is that, like, and then when you've measured it and you've mapped around it like that, you just click on each point, and then when you get to the end, you double click, and that finishes the map. So that's the map of the house. Now, see how there's two houses on this property? This back shed here, maybe it was the back shed that you uninsulated. So if we just had the address, we might look it up. We might go to all the trouble of quoting this and then find out later that actually it's the back shed that you uninsulated. So if you map around it, you supply us the map, then the installers on the day don't go to the wrong house. They don't try and insulate the wrong roof. In 30 years in the business, it's only happened to me once, but it's something we want to avoid. So now I've measured that. Now it won't actually let you save this until you log in. So let me register an account here. So registering an account is pretty simple, just an email address. So let's put in Peter at insulationqld.com. Now password, yeah, and then repeat the email address, Peter. And then I click on register. Our password must be 8 characters. Okay. Register. Oh, okay, so 1 special character. Let's do that again. Okay, so now register. Okay, so just with my email address, passwords do not match. Oh, so it says repeat email, but it actually means repeat password, I think. Probably, let's see whether, no, it doesn't do that, so. Let's see whether that works now. And of course you could do this a lot quicker just by registering with Facebook or whatever. That'd probably make it easier to log in and remember it, but for the purposes of demonstration, I just wanted to show you how easy this was. So that's done. So I just created a password, used my email address, and now that's done. Now if I want to save this map, I just go to the top menu here, and I go, so this is your maps here. I want to click on save. Now I don't need a password for it, it's a public map, and I'm just going to call it my home. Now if somebody's got the link here, or if they to this map, they'll be able to find it and look at it. But I mean, nowadays anybody can measure your house, so it's not really a private information type thing. And I'm just going to put Strath Pine on there. Now, no team, save map. I understand. So there we go. So now that's saved the map. So now this gives you a map ID and a shareable link, right? So to share on social media. So you can share the measurement of your house. Now I actually didn't show you the measurement of your house, but I'll show you that in a minute. What I need is the editable link. So click on that one, just copy it, and let's go back to my form over here. And if we go down here to Scribble, so this is my editable link of the map. So with that, I'll be able to look up that map and see what you measured, how many square meters it was, and get the same measurement as you. So you could put that in there. Now the square meters, let's go back to that map for a second. Continue working. So to get the square meters, we just go up here to this icon here, the little arrow, click on that, and then you click on your house or your map that you've drawn the polygon for, and there you go, there's the square meters right there in that little box. It says it's 228 square meters, but importantly that includes the eaves. Now the eaves are generally 0.6 wide, and if you notice the perimeter, it's actually in kilometers, which isn't terribly helpful, but 0.07 of a kilometre is 70 metres. So 70 metres times by 0.6 will take off the eaves for us. And we normally take off the entryways and verandas and things like that, just with my experience of those things when we get to the internal photos. So that's how we do that. So now the square metres of this house is 228. I don't want you to take off the eaves or try and do that, because some people get into trouble with that if the eaves are wider and they're 0.9 wide or 1.2 metres wide. So because every house, sometimes they've got no eaves, so sometimes it's a bit different. So let's just come back here to my form. The standard area of the house is 228 square metres. I think that was what it was. Now, is there any difficult areas? Well, as far as difficult areas go, if you just go to a normal Google search and just type in the address and press enter, that'll bring up the Google Street View of the house, which is what I search for when I'm looking for truck access. But let's have a look at domain photos and just see what internal photos there is of the house. So there we go. Look, that's a nice house, isn't it? Now, if I click on that, then I can actually go through all the photos, pool, and see internally. I can see like the ceiling doesn't have a lot of downlights. I can click through here. Now this here is a tongue and groove ceiling, but I can tell that it's a standard flat ceiling and it's a tile roof, so there's plenty of room inside, and that there will just be a fake feature that they've got there to make it look pretty. Oyster lights in the kitchen, the looks of it. And so you can see I can get a lot of detail. I can tell this is a tile roof some time ago. That's aerial pictures of it that were put up when it was for sale. So I can get a lot of detail off of those internal photos just to know that there's no exposed beam sections in the photos. Now there might be exposed beam or rake sections, so if there are, please tick the box appropriately and put them in the measurements for me if you can pace them out or measure them on the map even. Now, but speaking of which, let's go back to the map for a second. So this is the map. Now we've saved it. So let's go to the menu here again and just go to share map. So what I want to do is I want to share the image for the map. Save image. No. Okay, so that'll share it straight to Facebook. We don't want to do that, or I don't want to do that at the moment. That screen that I had before was the one that had all of the things on it. Let me just have a look. Okay, so that'll save the image. Now, let's generate that image, because that'll be the image that's of that map, right? And that just saves it in case anything happens and you didn't actually save the map, you didn't log in, you can just save the image. Now, all the image is finished generating, download. Yep, allow that. Okay, so now my map's downloaded. So now I can pop that in later, and let's have a look. There's got to be that previous screen that I had before. that had all the details on it. I just don't know. Oh yeah, maybe it's if I just go to save it again. Save map. Let's go to save map. Save map. I understand. Oh, there we go. That would have done it. Okay, so this gives me the shareable link. So I didn't need to do that before. I just go to save map again. And this gives me the editable link, the shareable link on social media that people can't edit, and the image file. So let's copy that image file. So just block copy, and we can go back to our form, which I'll just bring up here, and I can go and paste that into there, and then that way I've got a copy of that image. And I ask people if they give me the URL for the house, like this URL here, then that way I can see the same internal photos as what you might have. And because sometimes when I look it up, you know, real estate agents put the wrong photos on, or done something like that where it's wrong, and I can't tell, but maybe when you're looking at the photos you can go, oh hang on, they're the wrong photos, and get the right photos or get the right house or whatever. So now paste in the link for real estate photos. So now I've got all the information in there that I needed. The area of the house, there's no difficult areas. I'm not doing the floor or the walls. The ceiling vacuum's not needed most of the time, and no removal or disposal. I pasted in the URL for the site map, or rather I pasted that in here, image URL, and the URL for the map itself. So then that's the editable URL up the top, the image URL, and then the URL for the photos. So all of that, I hope, is fairly easy for most people that have got a bit of computer skills, and just click done on that when you're done. And then that brings you to the next page. And this is the last page, so I'll pause that and you can watch the next video.